Hey, Cass. I can't hear you. Are you talking?
Because I'm on
Okay,
mute.
cool. Okay, well, you know what? That might just help just a little bit.
Been a while. It's been a little while.
It happens to the best of us. It happens. Hold on. I'm gonna hop on screen real quick. We'll send out a quick text. The only
Yep.
person I see in the waiting room is David. Tanya's not gonna be here. She had an event planned this evening.
Okay.
So and then we should have Michelle, and of course Rosie is in Jamaica.
Right.
So let's
So not
boom.
too many.
All right. So yeah, we actually should be ready.
Right. How many? Was it going to be like five of us?
Um, if yeah, it would have been six. Me, you, Rosie, Latanya, the Robertsons, and Michelle. So seven actually. Me,
Okay.
you, Rosie, three. Latanya's four. The Robertsons are six, and Michelle is seven. So it would have been seven. So we're going to have five today.
Okay. And
Going
then
to
you can go
have
ahead and give me sharing rights when you're.
yep.
I know there are two versions of this video, right? I think I found the most recent
Recent one.
one. Yeah, I hope so. This
That's
says
perfect.
8 months ago, so I'm hoping.
All righty. Is it 6 o'clock? It is. Chef Robertson, welcome.
Morning, sir. How are you?
Man, I am outstanding today, my friend. How about
I
yourself?
say good morning. Good evening, sir.
Hey, it's morning somewhere. It's all right, my
Right.
friend.
You trying to
It's
start
all
our day
right.
over?
No. Ooh, I had signed on, chef, because I was cooking
Uh-huh.
and I was running back and forth in the kitchen. And I came
Hey, you
back.
know, that's the life we live, right?
Yeah.
That is the life we live. I'm assuming Chef Baker is finishing up the cooking you were doing.
No, she actually has a meeting at church.
Oh, see how she gonna tell me y'all gonna be on? I guess because y'all won, right? We
You
are
didn't realize you didn't
one.
realize she had a meeting at church. That she's right there. She's getting ready to walk out to go and meet them.
I will tell her I said hello. It is recorded, so I will send the recording out for you guys to access.
All right. So she told me to take good notes. So I'm gonna do the best I can.
Don't worry, it's recorded. You will have it. We'll have it.
Thank you.
Chef Johnson, welcome.
Hello,
Hi,
Michelle.
Chef. Hi. Hi, Chef Andre. Hi, Chaz. How you doing?
I'm well. Good to see you. Good to see you.
Good to
Doing
see you. I'm sorry. I'm in
outstanding.
my car and it's pouring out here. So
Oh,
I'm
it's
Oh,
okay.
getting
Yeah, focus on driving. You know, you come off mute, you'll have a little part to talk, and then there'll be a question and answer session at the end. So focus on driving.
okay. Thank you.
At least you're not driving with rain and 108 heat index like we are in Texas. All right. Well, I believe this is everybody.
okay.
Latanya, one of the classroom teachers. She is with an event. Our CEO and founder Rosie, she is actually in Jamaica on her wedding anniversary vacation, but she's also going down to solidify our kids that were going on the internship at the end of July, July 28th through August 8th, to do hospitality, travel, business, and entrepreneurship down in Jamaica. So she's going down there to finalize the location and everything that goes with that. So, and who else is missing? Oh, and then of course Chef Baker, she had in church, she had another event. So it'd be us four. I promise to keep you here between 30 to 45 minutes, if not shorter, since we have less people. And we're gonna get to it. So I'm gonna turn it over to my fellow coordinator, Miss Chastity Kennedy.
Yes, yes, yes. Good evening,
Cass, do your
all.
thing.
Good evening, all, and welcome. Thank you so much for taking the time for meeting with us this evening. Like Andre said, we just want to get a chance to meet everyone. This will be maybe the only time we're all on together, and the next time will probably be for graduation. So just a nice little opportunity to say hi, for everyone to get a chance to know one another, and we'll have a little time that we each can introduce ourselves. And I will do that after we learn a little bit about S.O.A.R. So we have an intro video that we like to show before we start our meetings, talking a little bit about S.O.A.R, our nonprofit organization, what we do, what we stand for. And that'll be best if we can show the video. So let me go ahead and share my screen. And just let me know if you are not here.
Hi, I'm Rosie
video.
McCamry, and I am the founder and CEO of S.O.A.R Hospitality and Travel. As a nonprofit organization, our mission is to empower our youth to become future change agents, excelling in their academics while leading the charge in the fields of hospitality, tourism, business, and entrepreneurship. Simply put, our goal is to encourage our youth by improving their self-esteem, strengthening their leadership abilities and qualities, developing their business etiquette, fostering independent thinking, and creating opportunities that can transcend into any business or entrepreneurial career path desired. Our programs are designed to meet our scholars where they are. We offer impactful experiences through hands-on simulations and interactive engagement. Whether virtual or in person, our scholars are stimulated and encouraged to partake in innovative and forward-thinking dialogue. Our classes are taught by some of the nation's most experienced entrepreneurs, educators, and other subject matter experts in their respective fields. We foster an environment where respect, camaraderie, integrity, and excellence are not just terms, but practicing lifestyles. Our intent is to prepare our scholars not only for the now, but for the bright future that awaits them. Our community engagement arm is an extension of the work we do, where our mission is also to support underserved communities.
Uh-oh.
I do want to do this business
in the near future. And I know that every single thing that I've learned so far, even with things not regarding my business, that is going to be needed. So thank you very much again.
This program made me a more well-rounded person and more confident. I had a lot of fun and I enjoyed meeting new people. Thank you.
The resources we provide and our work to expand our reach through external collaborations, sponsorships, and partnerships continue to evolve, helping to bring much needed light to those in dark places. Understanding that it oftentimes takes a village, we realize that our obligation is to ensure that our villages are strong, thriving, and equipped to support our future change agents. And S.O.A.R is more than ready for the challenge. Interested in partnering with us? Or perhaps you'd like to sponsor one of our scholars? Well, there are endless opportunities for you to get involved. Visit us on our website at www.letsornj.org for more information or contact us at info@letsornj.org. Help us pay it forward by planting the seed and watch our scholars' dreams come to life. Together, we accomplish more. Let's soar!
Bye.
All right. So that is a nice little summary of some of the works we've done, some of the programs we've put on, some of the services we provide for the community, and just how we are empowering our young people to be the future change agents of tomorrow. So with that being said, you guys getting to know a little bit about us, we just want to take this opportunity for us to get to know a little bit about you guys. So Chef Robinson, Chef Johnson, whomever wants to go first, if you can just unmute yourselves and just introduce yourselves a bit. Let us know who you are as we welcome you to S.O.A.R family.
All right, I'll go first. Our ladies
Thank
first.
you.
I'll go first. I'm already unmuted. So I'm Chef Robertson. I've been in restaurant industry for my whole life. It seems like it's going to be about 40 years coming up here in another couple of months. So I actually started teaching about 12 years ago, 12 or 13 years ago, and I became a Pro Start instructor at a high school here in Texas. And so that was my first truly run at working with young students outside of the restaurant industry, of being hostess, or on the floor, or in the restaurant, or anywhere in the establishment, but actually teaching them about the food service industry, hospitality industry. Just fell in love with it. Just kind of wonder why I didn't do it sooner. Met Chef Blossingame. We don't even remember. I don't even remember how we met. We met. We were doing something, and he invited me to something else. It was over by the ballpark here in Arlington, and I invited him to come check out what we were doing at the high school, and he fell in love with what we were doing at the high school, right? And then we were just, it's just a huge deal just to pour back into these young people for me. So it's just what I do now. Spend a lot of time building up young people in the hospitality food service industry, getting them connected to schools, jobs, internships, apprenticeships, you name it. Just getting them connected, getting their careers off to the right start, and making sure that they are better equipped than I was when I was at their age. So it's a huge opportunity. So
Awesome.
I'm excited to be here. I'm glad Chef Blossingame asked me to come along for the ride this summer. So
excellent. Talk a little bit about Chef Baker too. Chef Baker is his wife, by the way.
Chef Baker is my wife. She worked in the food service industry back in college, high school, college, and then she went off to a whole nother career. And then we were married, and I encouraged her to take a baking and pastry class at one of the Hobby Lobby, because she was at home and she was decorating cakes at home and making these cakes for my daughter and her friends, and cupcakes, and for her family. And I said, you should take this class I saw it. And so she took a couple of classes, a couple of Wilton classes, and that sprung into us owning our own business called Sugar Addicts, and making wedding cakes, and she still does it. And we were just blessed that we took her off. She came off of her job for years, and then she went to school, got her degree, and then um, she wanted to teach. She got a degree, and then she said, "Hey, I like this thing that you're doing at the school as well." So she was subbing at our school for another chef, and then our bacon and pastry teacher decided to leave, and she wanted to get married. And so she was going off to get married and raise a family. And our principal asked my wife to come and teach with us because she knew she had a degree, and they had already contracted out with her to make so many cakes for our school, right? When she started working there. So they had already had everything she had done, mostly everything, cakes, cookies, all kind of stuff. So they brought her in to teach baking and pastry at the school. So she's self-taught. So she puts a lot of time into learning the craft of baking, the pastry craft, and she puts a lot of work and energy into our students. And now they compete at that level of baking, decorating, and doing those kind of things. And she's really amazing at what she does because it takes a lot of patience to do baking pastry. I wouldn't do it. Yeah.
You and me both.
I put the meat in the oven, and I set the timer and check every 2 or 3 minutes, and I'm good. I'm good. So she's the sweet side. I'm the savory side. Happy marriage for us. So
that is awesome. That is awesome. Thank you so much for sharing. And I can't wait to hear and see what all you guys have to offer our students. I'm excited.
Yeah. So yeah, we do this every day.
That's why I picked them.
I see this. I see. That is awesome.
So, yeah. So yeah.
All right. Chef Michelle, are you available to speak?
Yes.
Can you hear me? Yes, we can.
Okay. Hi, I am Michelle. I'm fairly new to the industry. I actually I started in pastry school 2018 when I realized I actually liked or loved baking. And I was afforded the opportunity to get and connect with some really good chefs down at the school in Rowan College. It's just been a very good experience. I was able to become a teacher's assistant for about 2.5 years until COVID happened. So it was probably almost 3. So I was able to work with the director, and I was able to work with a chef that a couple of the chefs that started their own restaurant. So it was really good to be able to I guess I was in the thick of it because, we had to learn how to cook for people without being inside the restaurant because everything was shut down. So we were making stuff, and it's really cool. I love baking. I am new to the restaurant industry. I've been doing hair all my life. So this is something very new, but I absolutely love it. I love baking. I love cookies. I love biscuits. I love bread. So I just like the way to see see all of the things that bread goes through and how you can just turn an egg into a flan or a creme brulee. It amazes me. So I'm excited to teach young people because I like teaching, period. So that's just one of my passions that I've been doing since I was younger. So to include that teaching with teaching younger people how to bake is we're gonna do this. Whatever y'all tell me to do, I'm gonna do because I'm new. So y'all bear with me. We're gonna work it out. That's all.
Thank you, Michelle. And I can say that I have sampled some of the baking, so I can testify to the goodness.
Yes.
I absolutely can. So I'm excited. I can tell just by, your facial expression and just your tone of voice that you're excited. And that's what our young people need. They need to see people who are excited and enthusiastic about what it is that they're doing and just exposing them to different routes that they can take within the industry. All right. So I'll go next. Like I mentioned earlier, my name is Chastity Kennedy. I'm on the executive board for S.O.A.R. By trade, I am a speech language pathologist, and I work with students with communication difficulties and special needs. I'm also currently enrolled in St. John's in a PhD program focusing on literacy, and I am also a mommy of a 5-year-old who just graduated from pre-K, and she's moving on to kindergarten. Yes. So I've been with S.O.A.R since the very beginning. So we've come a long way. We've come a long way, and I know this is our CEO and COO's baby as far as the foundation of what S.O.A.R stands on. Truly wanted to allow young people to experience this industry and allow them just to learn their way. Whoever is interested, just giving them that opportunity to see those individuals who are already in the industry, how you guys got there, what you're learning, how you're feeling, and just the different routes they're able to take. So that's just me. I'm going to pass it over to our COO. You guys know him as Chef. So Chef Andre.
Well, I'm gonna keep mine brief because I've already had, me and David talk pretty regularly, and Michelle, we've already had our Zoom and text
Yes.
and everything else. So you guys kind of know the background, but the background and the start of S.O.A.R actually began in my hometown of Louisville, Kentucky. Rosie, our CEO, her and I were in a travel and tourism program that was head up by my mentor at the time, Mr. Gerald White. And being an inner city kid, what he exposed us to was an opportunity to travel international. I had my passport at 15. And so we got an opportunity to go to Jamaica and Barbados, and we had Amtrak trips and cruises and Disney. And, he really opened up our mind to greater possibilities than the hood that we lived in. And because of that, we said when we got old enough, we were going to pay it forward. And so it started probably really in like 2010 as far as a brainchild. We spent a couple of years in the lab building it up. Then we took some time off. God sent us I wouldn't say separate ways, but sent us all on our different paths and journeys to know if this is really for us. Then we came back full throttle about 4 or 5 years ago, lost some founders, gained some new people, and here we are doing the heartbeat of S.O.A.R Hospitality and Travel. We started with our business and entrepreneurship cohort, and we've done 4 of those now, Chastity?
I think so. Yeah.
5? Yeah. And so once we use that as a pilot to kind of iron out how we wanted to teach this virtually, we created the heartbeat of the organization, the hospitality and travel. And so you guys are coming into the second cohort of it. This is the second summer we're doing it. And as we build this up, we will have an advanced course that's going to be there, and the kids will be afforded the same opportunity to take those international internships. The kids are going down for 10 days to Jamaica to learn about business, entrepreneurship, hospitality, and travel. So I'm excited for you guys to be a part of this. Eventually, we hope that there will be a stipend that's going to come with this teaching as well, which is what we're working diligently towards right now. Not only just to pay you for your time, but to let you know how much we appreciate the sacrifice of your time to give to these youth from all over the United States. I mean, we've had kids from New York, North Carolina, Florida, Kentucky, Texas. We've had scholars from everywhere but the West Coast so far.
Oh, that's right.
So, yeah, everywhere but the West Coast, probably because of the time difference. But we'll work through that. So, thank you guys so much. And Chastity, I'll turn it back over to you.
Yes, yes. So, like I said, we just wanted to get online so that we can get to know one another and that we're just all on the same page about our requirements and expectations of the courses from both our instructors as well as the students. we're asking our instructors definitely, because it is a virtual course, that we definitely keep in mind as far as interactive learning for our scholars. What we've learned is that they respond best when they are involved, when they're interacting. So just keeping in mind different ways to keep them engaged. If it's, something like a hands-on assignment, the breakout rooms, even if it's the virtual simulations, right? Showing a video, giving them the opportunity to brainstorm and just think things through. We're trying to make sure that they're not just, sitting and being lectured to, so that we don't lose them. And then you'll be surprised. We have our students who are very, very vocal, and they love to interact both in the chat room as well as unmiking. So definitely taking advantage of that and pulling them to or encouraging them to participate and keeping it fun, keeping it active as far as, not too much lecture or long videos, just keeping in mind that, these are high school teenagers. We have to keep their attention, but definitely raising the bar and expecting a lot from them, because it seems like the more we expect from them, the more we get out of them. So definitely encouraging them. Some may need a little pulling to come on out their shell, but once they do, in the end, you'll hear it in the testimonies. They'll talk about, when I first started, I was shy or I didn't want to speak, and now I feel different, I'm more confident, and just truly tapping into this new love for this industry that maybe they didn't know too much about. So definitely just keeping that in mind. As far as the requirements for our students, you'll hear me say this before each course. I remind them that it is mandatory that they keep their cameras on, right? Especially if they want to obtain that full participation credit. They need to have their cameras on. We encourage them to participate, whether they unmic or even if it's through the chat. That's up to you as well. If you prefer one over the other, you can absolutely set that tone at the beginning of your class. We definitely ask them at the end that they fill out a questionnaire or a survey, so that we get their feedback of how the course went and some things that we all are learning. So if there's anything that they can share with us that can make the course better for them or improve it in any way, we are open to feedback, whether it's from the students. In addition to the instructors, if there's any suggestions that you guys have, please feel free to share it with myself and Chef Andre. We also attendance. Because it's this one is shorter too. It's shorter than our other course. We asked for the students to attend each class. And if they're not going to attend, they need to let us know and let us know reason why, right? So it's not an unexcused absence. Attendance is important because of the limited time. So that's also a requirement we have of our students. And a little later on, Andre is going to get more into how we are going to assess our students and the knowledge that they are presented with. So Andre, I'll pass it over to you so we can get into the note and bolts of our coursework and the different classes that the students will be presented with during our session this summer.
Excellent. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Any questions so far? I didn't give an opportunity for questions about our expectations or requirements for both our instructors and the students for this summer.
I do. When you were talking about the breakout rooms,
Yes.
you brought up a question about the Zoom is all virtual. So I would assume that you all are in charge of the Zoom class, correct?
Yes.
So will you all be able to, if I gave you an outline of my class, you'll be able to create the
breakout rooms?
Yes.
Yes.
Because I've never done that before, but I'm game to do it. Because it'd be like in our class we have breakout sessions, or we have what we call think, pair, share. So it's the same think, pair, go off in your session and just kind of hang out together. You got 3 minutes to do this, come back, and then we'll share out as a group. Okay.
Yeah, same thing, just doing it virtually.
Got it.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Thank you.
Great question, Chef. Am I frozen? No? Okay, good. All right, so we're going to now review the schedule so everybody knows the dates. And I'm also going to email this out to you as well so that you'll be able to, so you'll know what day that you're doing. Everybody understands you're only teaching an hour and a half class, right? You're teaching the one class. You're invited to participate in everybody's class. I love to have teachers to send in on other classes because sometimes kids have different questions. The scholars have different questions. And it's always great for that teacher, especially a new teacher like Michelle, hopping in there to have that support. Chastity and I will be on as many calls as possible. It will be one or the other of us, unless there's some kind of huge conflict that will help you with anything technical, any questions you may have, understanding, the listing of the youth that are in there, etc. So this is the schedule, so you'll know. How about I hit share screen? That might help. Nope, that didn't help, actually. Hold on one second. All right, here we go. All right, so our curriculum is based upon the New Jersey state requirements. Okay, so all these numbers, these CTs, dot ones and dot twos, are all objectives that were taken from the New Jersey school curriculum, because at one point we were looking to become a charter school. So we started to go virtual, and we may still become a charter school, but right now we're starting, virtually. So this will also be emailed to you as well, so you'll have it, and I'm gonna send it to you right after this meeting. But these are some of the learning objectives, some of the things that you'll know, and then there's a link down here at the bottom, so you can find out some of the other New Jersey state standards. Like one of the standards that I'm not too fond of is in an hour and a half class, we have to give them a 10-minute break. So when you're structuring your curriculum for the day, be sure I usually do about 35 to 45 minutes with a 10-minute break, and then finish up with the last 25 to 35 minutes, and then close out the class with, questions, et cetera, et cetera. So just keep that in mind. Don't worry, I'll send you another email to remind you. Mission statement, values that we have are listed in there. Course start is going to be July 10th. That's orientation. I want all the teachers to be there for orientation because you get to meet the youth, you get to meet all the board of directors, and we get to have a little bit of fun during that first cohort. Chastity always has some kind of quirky game or some kind of something to do to kind of interact with the youth and get to know them a little bit better. Then we start. The program will run a little less than a month. It goes until August 3rd. Like I said, it's shorter than our other cohorts because we try to finish in the summer before school starts. Only 9th to 12th graders, all high school kids that are interested in hospitality and travel. At the end, they'll get a certificate of achievement, and we're going to have a graduation ceremony online that will take maybe about 30 minutes to an hour. So, and if you have any questions, feel free, raise your hand, chime in if you ask anything. Course outline schedule. Chef David, you are up first for July 11th. All right, class is 6:30 to 8 p.m. Now that is Eastern Standard Time. Okay.
Glad you said that.
So for you, Chef, and for me, it's 5:30 to 7:30. No, 5:30 to 7. So always keep that in mind. All the numbers, all the times that you see are Eastern Standard Time because that's where New Jersey is.
That's a good one to know, Chef.
Yeah, so you'll be prepared. So all the class structure is that way. So Chef Robeson, you got the 11th. Rosie, who's doing our travel and tourism portion, she'll be the 13th. Latanya Barlow, who is a hotel general manager in Louisville, Kentucky. She was also part of our hospitality and travel, our travel and tourism program when we were in high school. Very accomplished hotel general manager, been with her company 25 plus years, or so, and rose up the ranks and is just, knocking it out the park. She's going to handle hotel operations and lodging. Chef Baker is going to do restaurant operations and careers. Chef Michelle, you'll like Chef Baker because of her, baking background, but also she is, the lead captain or the lead coach for our restaurant management team, who has won nationals twice now for Pro Start and took second place this previous year. So extremely knowledgeable in definitely creating great concepts. Ain't that right, Chef David? Yes. So and then critiquing stuff like smoked. But anyway, so then I'll be teaching culinary basics class for it. Chef Michelle, you'll be doing baking basics. And then we're going to have our presentations. So the presentations is the final project that the youth are going to have. And the final project is very simple. They have two choices. They have to create a vacation itinerary, right? Because with all these classes that they're going to have, there's travel, there's food involved, there's, flights that they're going to learn, city codes, et cetera, et cetera. They have to.
Oh, your phone died. Your voice went out.
You're on mute, or we can't hear you if you're not.
Did I freeze?
There you go. We couldn't hear you. You were in frozen, but we couldn't hear you.
Okay. I don't know why this microphone is being difficult today. I get a new mic and it's worse than the old mic. I'm not happy right now. But so, or they're going to create a dish. So my class, I typically teach a very simple dish. We go through knife cuts and things like that, but they learn how to make cucumber tomato salad. Very simple. Nothing outlandish, right? Very basic. But we go through knife skills. We go through the history of culinary. We go through some other very basic things because we only got an hour and a half. So I was like, I keep it very simple. So, and from that, they get an option to make a dish. Last year, I added a little caveat to it. You had to make a dish and shoot a 1-minute Instagram type promo for the dish that you made. And so our top scholar last year was Yvonne, because she baked cupcakes and did an incredible video of her process through her cupcakes, explaining why she did her cupcakes and presented it. And it was phenomenal, right? And so that's going to be the same this year with the youth. They got to come and create a dish and have that commercial. Now, some kids are going to do it, some aren't. Some are just going to create a dish like Malachi did, not do the video. But it's okay because they get graded for the presentation accordingly. And then at the end, we do the end of the year course virtual graduation. So let's see, is it going to let me go to? Oh, yeah, it's on share that one thing. Any questions? And you will get emailed this as soon as we're done.
Yes, sir. I was going to ask you, and I think you and I have talked about this. We've discussed it. I know I'm familiar with New Jersey because we compete against these guys. So they are, most of the schools there, I think, that do culinary, hospitality, teach from the same curriculum we do.
Oh, beautiful.
Some of them. They teach from the National Restaurant Association curriculum.
They do.
Which is Pro Start. And so when we teach the hospitality and service piece, when I teach it and we teach it in culinary here, I guess my question is, do you want me to approach it from that standpoint that we approach it from? Like, there's a difference between hospitality and service. There's a why to hospitality and service. There's history to hospitality and service, those things. And some of it does encroach the culinary side, the history, but not too in depth of where cooking came from. Like, I'm not going to go into Bollinger and all those guys, right? But
no, you don't need to.
The importance of, most people think that hospitality and service are the same thing. Like, they're not. There's two different things, right? Hospitality is what you derive from great service. It's a feeling you're going to take away. So we have to teach our students that you know, and so that's, as I've been brainstorming, you know, how to do this, for S.O.A.R, what would I leave with them, you know, in an hour and a half, you know, 90 minutes? How could I be impactful, you know, and leave something with them? You know, we also want, and I read some of your email, you know, job opportunities. There are a lot of great websites that I give them, right? A lot of links to the National Restaurant Association about different job opportunities in the hospitality and service industry. So I don't know if that's appropriate, inappropriate.
Yes.
Okay.
So this is we're not sanctioned, we're just governed by New Jersey.
Okay.
So I would say yes. The reason that I chose you for the hospitality and service piece is for that reason, because I understand that's the way that it's taught, right?
Right.
So basically you don't necessarily have to create a new curriculum. You just got to be able to get the most impactful information in an hour and a half.
Yeah, I probably blend 2 or 3 chapters together. Like,
yeah,
you know, like welcome to the, you know, I was looking through it earlier today. Like there are a couple of that I can put together that I could take something out of guest service, put it with the big picture of the hospitality industry and, you know, food service career pathways, then skills needed for a successful career. I could take something from each one of those, you know, and then subtitle them and then come up with one lesson, one assignment to say, okay, now your job is to go find what is the best career for you. You know, what do you think your career would be based on what I just gave you? Where do you see yourself fitting in? Because that's something we give them. You know, I would do it like a discussion board. We do discussion boards in class, like my class.
And you know, Chef, that's perfect because we need that. Because that's kind of what we do with our program. Right. You know, not tell them where to go, but open up their mind to
do it.
Choose.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. I just want to make sure I don't want to overshoot and undershoot, you know. So, all right, cool.
Yeah, you know how we do. Under promise and over deliver. Let's go.
Yeah, I definitely under promise. I don't know about over deliver.
All right.
I'm gonna stay humble. I'm not. Let's go.
Yeah. All right. So now I'm going to go over the rubric real quick because everybody is shared on the curriculum, got an understanding of what the curriculum is. So we're introducing a new pilot curriculum to determine the top scholar. So for us, we have a top scholar that is basically self-explanatory. It's been the best student throughout the class, and then of course has one of the top-notch stellar presentations, and they get awarded a trophy, a medal, and they also get a cash reward for being the top scholar. And so all of you will also be invited to our S.O.A.R Gala, which happens in December, the second week. I think it's December 9th this year, right, Chastity? I think it's December 9th. The second weekend in December, it's probably going to be on the Rutgers campus in New Jersey again. So you will be invited to it, and you actually get to see the students walk the stage, and you get to meet all the organizations that put this together, and et cetera, et cetera. So with the rubric, it's actually very simple. I have to make some adjustments to this one because I think I changed a few words, but this first one is for the final project, right? So the final project, I do want all the teachers to be there for the final project because all the students are going to give their I think I'm going to extend it to 3 minutes, Chastity, because the travel piece takes a little bit more. And then of course the cooking part takes a little bit more than a minute. So me and you'll talk offline about that. A minute is just not really enough time, right? But I don't want it to be 5 minutes and then we're on there 2 hours, you know, like some of the students have done. So this is the rubric for the presentation. Highest score you can get is 24. The lowest score basically you could get is, I think, a 5. That will be all ones across the board. So again, I will be emailing this to you as well so you'll be able to see it. This is just for the final presentation. The presentation, enthusiasm, preparedness, speaks clearly, content, staying within the time limit, et cetera, et cetera. Then you'll have all the student names in here, and you'll be able to give them a point scoring system. Very simple. Then this rubric. So in the past, most of the time we picked our top scholar based on not only class participation, but how well that they did their final project. And in this past cohort with our business and entrepreneurship, we had some discrepancy in picking the top scholar, because we had one scholar who had attended every single class, but then we had another scholar that went above and beyond in their final presentation. And because we didn't have a rubric for each class, it made it much more difficult at the end to tally up who was really the top scholar, right?
Your mic is off again, Chef.
All the youth that's going to be in your class, and you're going to be assessing them during just your class, just your hour and a half, on some areas of your teaching, right? So the areas that we have is knowledge, critical thinking, communication, collaboration, and work ethic, right? This is all basically participation stuff. And again, I'm gonna email this to you so you can actually see what all these defined as. And it's real simple. When you get to the end of the class, the kids are gonna have an evaluation of you as an instructor, and you're going to have this rubric to go by, and you're going to put, we already have the kids' names in there, and then you just give them a simple score based on their participation in that class, right? You know, for knowledge, based on what we're talking about. Like, oh, that kid had a lot of knowledge of hospitality and travel. Oh, that kid, you know, actually knew a lot more about baking than I expected, right? You get a 4. Nobody gets what do we take out, Chastity? Nobody gets a needs improvement. The least they could get is fair, okay? You know, these millennials, and they you know, their feelings. What is it, Gen X? I think, you know, their feelings is, you know, so we're not going to. We got rid of that one, so the least they get is fair, and all you have to do is give them a simple point. You know, 4, 3, 2, 1 in each one of the categories, because we're going to use that at the end of the course. When we get to the presentation, we're going to add up all the points, and then that's going to determine the top scholar, because it's more than just having an ACE presentation. It's also about your participation in class, how much you're engaged. We have something called office hours. And I encourage any of y'all, if you're available, to come into office hours. It's not the first week, but the second week, Wednesday for an hour, and then the third week, Wednesday for an hour. If kids have any additional questions, anything they didn't learn during class, if they want to know more about the project, the 2 final projects, et cetera, if they have any other questions that they may have, we leave that it's just 1 hour on a Wednesday that they can come in and get additional questions answered. So, and I will email all this to you guys, so you'll be able to read it and understand it, and you would just do it at the end of class. You know, I think our max class size is 15 kids, I think, is the max. We're shooting for 10 for this hospitality and travel one. We have 2 registered so far, so we've got about 2 weeks to get a few more youth in there as well. But that's as simple as the rubric gets. So if you have any questions, once I email it to you, just email it, you know, just email me back and ask. If you see something that could be better, you know, a better suggestion in one of these areas, please, by all means, get it, because this is the pilot version of it that we plan to use across the board for all of our virtual classes. So if you see something that could be better, please, then, you know, closed mouth don't get fed. Please email me, let me know, and you know, so we can work with that. So that would be the only requirement that you would do at the end of class would be that. And then let's see, I went over that, went over that. Oh, the final project. So the final project, I just realized that I have never put it in writing, except for the little blurb that I have down there, because I was looking over the curriculum and I was like, I never actually put it in writing, right? And I probably have it written down somewhere, but I'm actually putting it in writing. But the final project, all the teachers, I want all the teachers to be there so you can give your feedback on the kids' presentation plate or give feedback on how well they put together their travel itinerary for where they want to go, right? You guys have access to the presentation rubric, so you can say they were engaging, 5 points, you know, they didn't speak well or they didn't speak clearly, 2 points, whatever, because it's a team effort in deciding who the top scholar is, because again, they get a cash stipend for it, and then they get to be on the website and they get first dibs at everything that we do. So, and we really hype it up really big for them. Because I think our first youth, man, it took him almost 3 months to cash his check. But you know, he had a pretty nice check to get what he wanted started. So I will be sending that to you guys in an email so you can see. Boom. What else? And oh, make sure you log in about 10 minutes to 15 minutes before we start, before you start your class, so that we can review any technical issues you might have, like, you know, internet, microphone not working, like mine over here, you know, so we can test all those things in the beginning and also test your slideshows that you have. Remember, you have to keep the class very interactive for the hour and a half. So I use interactive. I use 1 to 2, sometimes 4-minute videos. I'll stop and do something, you know, myself, breakout rooms. We just want to keep them engaged because these teenagers this day is quick, you know, 5 minutes, they out, right? So just keep that in mind. One great thing for you, Michelle, the kids love the interactive class. So whatever you teach them in baking, right? Say you do cookies. Make sure you have the recipe before. We can send it to them, right? They can go purchase the ingredients and then they can do it at home while you are teaching them to do it. That, out of all of the classes that we've done, I did that because I recorded a video of me making cucumber tomato salad. I showed the video and the kids had to buy the ingredients prior to, and then they made the salad while I was in class. Now, I made a video in advance, and I'm thank God for it, because at that particular time, that's when I messed up my arm. So I was the one-armed chef during that time. Yeah, you remember that, Chastity? I was one-armed chef, so it was a blessing. It was a blessing that I had recorded that video just in case there was an issue, because it just walked them through, very simple. No chef, I didn't teach them to make a Italian vinaigrette. We used one from the bottle, but you know, hour and a half. So, but you could also do that as well. Keep the class, you know, interactive. So,
and they loved it. They were so proud of their dishes.
Of all the cohorts, that was the very first one that every student attended, every student participated, and every student had their camera on. Nobody had camera issues on that day. And that wasn't that funny?
Right.
You know, like, oh, my camera's not working. Oh, I need to update. Oh, I can't do this. But the cooking day, the quiet kids, the kids that don't say much in class, everybody did something and participated. Even
and board members, we did it as well. So I was home. I made the salad as well, followed directions. Yep. So we were all in on it. It was great. It was really a good time.
Yes. So it's not a requirement for you to be in every class, but if you have time, I'm encouraging you to be in as many classes as possible, so you can see it. You may get some more ideas for your class, because I want you to be the team for the summer, if applicable, because I know sometimes Chef Roberson, you know, he takes, you know, 30 days off to go be a mentor overseas kind of thing, right? And so
nice.
But I want this to be the core team because
year.
it went last year. You didn't go this year, but it's because you had to go to Atlanta for the championships. But I want this to be the core team for the summer, and I want to be able to expand it where we go on the next internship as a group, and take the kids to Canada, Costa Rica. I'm going on my Costa Rica trip here in a few weeks to teach international cuisine, and I'm hoping that I can create an internship while I'm down there, and we all get to go to Costa Rica and not have to come out of pocket for it. We raised what, almost $30,000 for our kids to go to Jamaica, and we got 8 kids that will not be paying to go, and we only have 2 chaperones. 2 of the 5 chaperones going that actually had to pay out of pocket. So we're going to do the same thing for us next year. We just might go to Costa Rica as opposed to Jamaica, right? So
I want in on that one.
Oh, wait, see, you're on this one. When I put that one together, we going. We going.
Come on.
So, name it and claim it. I speak it. You know how we do, Chef.
Yes.
In the name, I bought the anointing oil. Boom. So,
are you praying? Are you really praying?
I am. I'm praying. Yes, sir.
I'm praying.
All right. So, with that being said, that is actually it. Does anybody have any questions?
I have one question.
Yes.
Do you want me to just do one recipe?
Well, you have an hour and a half. So if you could do 3 recipes, that's great.
Okay.
But remember, you got about 45 minutes. You got to take a 10-minute break, and then you got 25 to 35 more minutes. So that's why I chose one recipe, because it could fit in both time frames, and also give you an opportunity for the kids to ask any questions, anything else you want to teach about. You can teach other recipes, right?
Right.
Verbally, but I would suggest that you do one, like a drop biscuit. Now, you don't have to do drop biscuits, but do drop biscuits, or you do cookie, because when you think about it, we're talking 10 to 15 minutes to pull all the ingredients together, prep, mix, or whatever. Right. 20 minutes to bake, and then you talk about, baking, the history of baking, the background of baking, things of that nature.
Okay.
So, you could do more recipes. I'm not limiting you to that. I just know what works best in an hour and a half, is one with background.
Yeah.
Right. And I can definitely see if you were to provide a recipe for the students to work on something after class or at home, and then they could snap a picture and send it to S.O.A.R email as an assignment. We haven't done that yet, but that's an option too.
In our virtual, when we were on COVID, that's how we did our students. They had to do all their cooking at home. We gave them recipes. We uploaded videos of the chefs, or they would sign in. We would do the cooking demo, and then they would have to document their cooking for us and send it back in.
Yeah. I think that's
that would be cool for an assignment. Once you teach it, then you could have them do something similar to what you just taught them, or anything. That would be pretty cool.
Yeah. Even watching the video before the class, kind of prepping them. That's an idea too.
Yeah.
All right.
You got.
And I'm also going to send you guys in the email.
Thank you.
The recordings of last year's cohort. So it's probably about 6 to 10 hours. So you don't have to watch through the whole thing. But I'm gonna send you about 2 or 3 videos so you can kind of see the flow of how the class go, how different people teach it, from different perspectives. So and Chef Roberson, you can always reach out to Melvin. He taught partially a baking restaurant class last year. He showed them a very interactive, donuts, making the donuts, dressing the donuts, and things of that nature. So he can do. Melvin, yeah. Your nephew, Melvin. Yes.
Oh, Doughboy Melvin.
Doughboy
Okay.
Melvin, yes.
Oh, like Melvin, like the name sounds familiar. Like what?
Yes, the owner of Doughboy Donuts. Yes,
He said donuts. I'm like, my Melvin.
yes,
All
yes,
right,
sir. Yours.
hey,
Hilarious.
Chef,
It's a family thing, as you can see. It's a family
it's
thing.
my second day off, man. I'm still sleepwalking.
Outstanding. Well, we're about 10 minutes over from what I promised, but we're still within the 1 hour that I had set for the class. I mean, for the introduction. So, anybody else have any other questions? Any other comments? Other than that,
No, sir.
Thank you guys again.
Thank you.
excellent. And I will be putting this
Good
email together and send it out to you guys. And I'm excited for this year. This was gonna be hot.
Yeah,
I'm excited.
I'm excited too. I'm pumped up.
I'm excited.
Yep.
None but chefs teaching hospitality, restaurant, and food. This is awesome.
Go to the other classes. I'm coming to the baking class so I can learn something.
Oh Lord. We'll see.
Hey,
You know what? You know what savory?
When
You know what
bread,
savory
chef,
gas?
I can make bread. I used to make bread, so I love making bread. But don't ask me to make your cookies. It's hit or miss. It's hit or miss. Hey, one day they might be nice and soft, and one day, get you some milk.
Extra crisp.
I just call them Texas dippers. You're gonna be dipping them in some milk.
I can't.
Tell everybody, I like those crunchy cookies. I like a crunchy cookie, man. That's burnt, son. Burnt. That's burnt. It's all good. So,
yeah.
All right.
All right.
All right. We are 8 o'clock on the dot.
Nice to meet you all.
Nice to meet you too. I'm excited. I look forward to working with you all.
Yes.
Thank you again.
Thank you.
Thank you guys so much. If you have any
you.
questions, let me know, and I'm gonna put the email together and send it out this evening, so y'all have everything you need.
Thank you.
Sir.
All right.
Steph.
Have a good night, everyone.
God
You
bless.
too. Take care.
God bless.